When the meal was finished, 12 baskets of leftovers remained, a vivid testament to God's provision. The people marveled, saying, "Surely this is the prophet who is to come into the world." Not all miracles were met with wonder alone. Some carried the weight of grief before the joy of restoration. In Bethany, Jesus' close friend Lazarus had fallen ill. His sisters Martha and Mary sent word to Jesus, but Lazarus died before he arrived. When Jesus finally reached their village, Martha ran to meet him, her voice trembling with sorrow. "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But I know that even now God will give you whatever you ask." Jesus looked at her with compassion and declared, "Your brother will rise again." Martha replied, "I know he will rise again in the resurrection at the last day." "I am the resurrection and the life," Jesus said, his voice steady and sure, cutting through the grief that surrounded him. "The one who believes in me will live, even though they die." His words carried both comfort and a profound challenge, inviting faith in the midst of loss and despair. Mary, overwhelmed by sorrow, fell at his feet, her tears mingling with the dust of the road. "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died," she wept, her voice trembling with a mixture of anguish and trust. Seeing her grief in the tears of those who mourned, Jesus himself wept, a moment of deep compassion that revealed his humanity and his divine love for those who suffer. Standing before the tomb of Lazarus, Jesus commanded, "Take away the stone." Martha hesitated, her voice faltering, "Lord, by now there is a bad odor, for he has been there 4 days." "Did I not tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God?" Jesus replied, his words a gentle yet firm call to trust in him. As the stone was rolled away, the stench of death mingled with the air, but Jesus' eyes lifted to heaven. "Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I say this for the benefit of the people standing here, that they may believe you sent me." Then with a voice of unshakable authority, he cried out, "Lazarus, come forth!" A collective gasp spread through the crowd as Lazarus appeared, stepping out of the shadows of the tomb, his hands and feet still bound in burial cloths. "Unbind him and let him go," Jesus commanded, and with each step Lazarus took, life and hope surged among those who witnessed the miracle. The crowd stood in awe, their mourning transformed into wonder. Many believed in him that day, their hearts ignited by the undeniable power of God. But others, their hearts hardened by pride and fear, carried word of the miracle to the religious leaders, fueling their growing determination to put an end to Jesus' influence. Through every sign, every parable, and every word, Jesus revealed the heart of God, a kingdom of compassion, mercy, and eternal life. His teachings pierced through the surface of religious tradition, reaching into the depths of the human heart and challenging the pride, apathy, and self-righteousness that separated people from God. He called all to humility, faith, and love, even as he walked resolutely toward the sacrifice that would redeem the world. He gathered his disciples for one last meal in an upper room in Jerusalem. The air was heavy with tension, an almost tangible weight of anticipation lingering in the dimly lit room. The disciples, unaware of the full extent of what lay ahead, reclined at the table, their voices subdued. Suddenly, Jesus broke the silence. "Truly, I tell you, one of you will betray me." The impact of his words struck like thunder, leaving everyone stunned. Faces turned toward him in shock, and one by one they began to ask, "Is it I, Lord?" Their voices trembled with fear and disbelief as doubt crept into their hearts. Judas, his resolve hardened, but his guilt lingering, muttered, "Is it I, Master?" Jesus, with a piercing yet sorrowful look, replied, "You have said so." As the meal continued, Jesus took bread into his hands, broke it, and handed it to his disciples. "Take and eat. This is my body," he said, his voice steady and full of meaning. Then he took the cup, lifted it, and gave thanks before passing it to them. "Drink from it, all of you, for this is my blood of the new covenant, poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins." The room fell silent, the gravity of his words settling over them like a veil. Jesus instructed them, "Do this in remembrance of me." This act, simple yet profound, would become the cornerstone of the Christian faith, a moment of divine grace woven into the fabric of human history. Even as he spoke, the shadow of betrayal and the weight of the cross loomed ever closer. After the meal, Jesus led his disciples through the quiet streets of Jerusalem to the Garden of Gethsemane. The night was still, the air heavy with the scent of olive trees. With deep sorrow in his voice, he confided to Peter, James, and John, "My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death. Stay here and keep watch with me." He withdrew to pray alone, falling to the ground, his agony so profound that his sweat became like drops of blood falling to the earth. "Father," he pleaded, "if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Yet not as I will, but as you will." In this moment, his humanity and divinity were laid bare. His willingness to embrace the Father's will, despite the cost. Returning to his disciples, he found them sleeping, their weariness overtaking their resolve. "Could you not keep watch with me for 1 hour?" he asked gently. He withdrew again, praying with the same intensity, before finally rising, his face set with resolve. "The hour has come," he said.